Thank you, Adrian. And the World Cup has its dream final penciled in. Argentina against France. Messi versus Mbappe. The GOAT against the world champions. But wait, there are two teams involved tonight, and along with that political history, Morocco have created a football sensation. The first African and Arab team to get this far, then they're a long way from cheerful chancers who've gate-crashed the big boys party. They are smart, skillful and hungry, with the most charismatic coach here, who's determined to change the perception of African football. Do not write them off. Morocco are here for business, but they've had a late blow before kick-off time, forced into a change following the warm-up. West Ham's Naif Agerd has been taken out of the lineup to be replaced by Ashraf Dari of Brest. He was part of the Wydad Casablanca team which won the Champions League in Africa under their coach last season, and he comes in to win only his 7th cap. It's his first World Cup start here this evening. Elsewhere in their team though, Noasir Mazraoui is fit to come back in, and Romain Saiss also plays. It's Bruno in goal, Hakimi, El Yamik, Saiss, Dari and Mazraoui the back four, Unahi and Amrabat in midfield, Ziyech, Endesiri and Boufal leading the line. Two changes as well for the French. Konate and Fofana coming in for the ill Upamecano and Rabiot. Lloris in goal, Koundé, Varane, Konate and Hernandez the back four, Charmeni and Fofana in midfield, Dembele, Griezmann, Mbappe and Giroud is their star-studded forward line. Argentina and Lionel Messi await in Sunday's final. Will it be the French back on familiar territory, or will it be history as Morocco become the first African team to make the World Cup final? We will find out on TalkSport over the next 90 minutes. And Stuart Pearce, we come to World Cups to experience different cultures. Tonight we are experiencing what it's like to fill Morocco.
We certainly are. It is absolutely mobbed in here with Moroccans. It's a home game for Morocco, make no doubt about that. But I think the big talking point for me is Agard declaring himself fit, Nige, and pulling out in the warm-up, which will be a massive blow for him. And I can understand his mentality about wanting to get fit and playing in a game of this magnitude, but they should really have done the checks beforehand.
Morocco in the red shirts and green shorts, defending the goal away to our right, and those boos will tell you that France are coming forward with Dembele on this near side, but it's quickly won back, and here is a player with boundless energy, Sofiane Amrabat on this near side down the left. He's made 60 yards already. He is eventually closed down by Koundé. Koundé though finds himself in a cul-de-sac. All he can do is hammer the ball out of play, and it will be a throw-in for Morocco on this near side. We have a Mexican referee, Cesar Ramos, who was in charge of Morocco's 2-0 win against Belgium in the group stage. The last time we had a Mexican referee in a World Cup semi-final, Germany beat Brazil 7-1 in 2014. Noasir Mazraoui of Bayern Munich will take the throw-in for Morocco on this near side. Quickly plays the ball in field, looking for Boufal, but Griezmann will clear, but it's quickly cut out by Hakimi, who pops up in the centre. And Morocco regain possession back towards Mazraoui once again, who goes back towards the captain, Romain Saiss. His left thigh is heavily strapped following recent hamstring problems. Now Unani, who has been one of their stars, the 22-year-old who plays for Angers, the team currently bottom of Ligue 1. But their owner was saying before this game that his phone has been ringing off the hook following his players' displays during this World Cup. Now Amrabat once again playing just in front of the back five. He will look to drop deep, but may have to try and get forward to support Endesiri as well. It's a big job for him. El Yamik back in field again towards Saiss, and the noise rolling down from the three tiers of the Al Bayt Stadium here, and it's all Moroccan noise. There is a small flurry of tricolores away to our left-hand side, but the French crowd here are heavily outnumbered in a stadium yet to reach full capacity, as Morocco are just happy to play the ball around the back five at the moment, Stuart, and France are very happy for them to have the ball.
Yeah, they certainly are. The front four of France not making too much endeavours to go and shut down, just sliding across backwards and forwards. If I was Morocco, I wouldn't turn down the opportunity of hitting balls to end the series. Fantastic in the air, good hold-up player.
Now it's been given away by Morocco briefly. It was one back five for Fana, but Amrabat tidies up and plays it back towards Yassine Bounou, who was superb in his 50th appearance for Morocco in their win against Portugal on Saturday. We played 3 minutes here on Talk Sport, the second World Cup semi-final. Argentina already know they will be playing in the iconic stadium in Lusail on Sunday. Live on Talk Sport, 6 o'clock kickoff. Can the French make it back-to-back World Cup finals, or will Morocco make more history? It is a fascinating local derby here in many ways, with French-born players in the Moroccan team. As Varane plays it square towards Liverpool's Ibrahima Konate, a player with very little international experience behind him, did not feature at all in the World Cup qualifiers. Back towards Varane again, who had to give his team a half-time team talk during the win against Poland in the round of 16, and France have had one or two difficult moments in every single game they played so far, notably here inside this stadium against England in the quarter-finals, but somehow they found a way, and winning World Cups is often about displaying that quality. As Varane looks at Big Griezmann, who's in space now, right-hand side of the penalty area. Giroud makes the dart towards the near post, it drops towards Mbappe, who curls it, it's blocked, but it comes towards Hernandez with the volley, and France take the lead. Theo Hernandez from close range, and the French supporters, heavily outnumbered, celebrate in the stadium. Mbappe was denied, but it came loose towards Hernandez, an unlikely goal scorer, only his second international goal, but Morocco already have a mountain to climb to reach the World Cup final. France 1, Morocco 0.
Griezmann operating in that sort of inside right position that caused England the odd problem, and I think it was Dari who stepped out the line, failed to get the ball, and from that moment on panic stations ensued in the Moroccan back line. The worst possible start for Morocco.
Excellent finish from Hernandez. The ball reared up in front of him 6 yards out, but he did well to arch his back and managed to hook the ball into the ground and under the dive of Bounou.
I'm looking at the replay of that, Nigel. I think the goalkeeper's got to get to his feet and smother the shot. I really do. He set himself, and he was just, that handball goalkeeper stance, if you like.
And Theo Hernandez making a much better start here than any moments he enjoyed against England, Stuart.
He certainly did indeed. As I say, was a little bit shaky against England, no doubt about that, but this will settle France's nerves, and to be honest with you, it's the worst possible start for this game for Morocco.
7 minutes played, France lead by a goal to 0, and that came from Morocco giving the ball away, something which they've done so rarely in the competition. The first opposition player to score against Morocco in the World Cup. And they must try and start again here, compose themselves, and that late change in the warm-up maybe cost them there. Dari, of course, possibly not match sharp, having been called in so close to kick-off, and he was the player who was maybe found wanting. Very small margins, but this is a World Cup semi-final.
Yeah, that wasn't a small margin. That was a really poor mistake, Nigel, I've got to say. You've got to do better than that at this level. The worst thing you can do, especially when you've got 5 at the back, is let someone in behind you.
Morocco looking to respond here. Masrari will chase on this near side, but it's overhit and straight out of play. The French scoring in the 5th minute. Of course, England scored in the 5th minute of the semi-final 4 years ago and ended up losing the game against Croatia, but maybe a similar story here tonight. We'll have to wait and see, as Griezmann is robbed by El Yamik, and here is Amrabat inside the centre circle, wide to Hakimi, but he was rather sold short by the ball, but he's strong enough to win it back, and Hakimi now moves forward for Morocco towards the edge of the penalty area. Ziyech in support, he cuts in field, then he goes down under the challenge of Fofana, looking for the free kick, doesn't get one, and Fofana now can strike forward for the French over the halfway line, wide towards the far side again, and there could be problems here as Mbappe plays the ball into the penalty area. It's deflected out towards this near side, gathered by Griezmann, And the French have made an imposing start here with 8 minutes played on TalkSport. Already a goal up and pushing hard for a second one here. Varane finding Chalmeni. And now wide to the goal scorer, Hernandez. This time though Mbappe is quickly closed down by Hakimi. Amrabat forward towards Unahi inside the centre circle. He checks back away from Griezmann and plays it wide to the far side, the right, and Hakimi once again infield to Ziyech. Good stuff here from Morocco, but the pass from Ziyech going back towards Hakimi was overhit, and it bobbles behind for a goal kick.
We spoke before the game about Hakimi, how much he would get forward or just resign himself to dealing with Mbappe. I think the scoreline now on the early goal has suggested that he's going to have to get forward as much as he possibly can.
1-0 the French lead here on TalkSport. Argentina already in the final. And the French, the first holders to reach the semi-final since Brazil back in 1998. And the last European reigning champions to reach the final were Italy back in 1938, the only European side to retain the trophy. The French looking to emulate that here this year. And Morocco, the first debutants to make the semi-finals since 2010. Only the 25th different team to play in the 22nd edition of the World Cup, which just tells you the power of the European and South American teams. As Unahi comes forward now, tries to shot right footed, good save by Lloris, beats the ball away to the far side. Unahi was given too much room there. Lloris was extended for the first time.
I think every minor skirmish anywhere near the French box is going to get greeted by these supporters with a crescendo of noise, and it was a good safe save by Lloris, easy save for him, but had to make sure he pushed it away from the danger zone.
Now Hernandez by the corner flag on the far side, clears the ball away, but it's won back by Amrabat. And Morocco, just for a moment, have the French where they want them. Unani plays it short to Boufal, who rides the challenge of Chalmeni. He's got support again from Hakimi on the outside. Ziyech plays it back towards Boufal, who goes down again, but the Mexican referee waves away any appeals. And Fofana, inside the penalty area, will spread it wide to this near side, and Koundé, a central defender, playing at right back in the absence of Benjamin Pavard, who seemingly is no longer trusted by Didier Deschamps during this tournament. Now Griezmann plays it forward, looking for Mbappe, who goes down wanting the free kick as he stumbles under the challenge of Hakimi, but the flag's raised for offside.
Yeah, good diagonal ball there by Griezmann, and Mbappe had just strayed offside, and it stopped the referee giving a potential decision whether there was a foul in that movement or not.
11 minutes play, France 1, Morocco 0 in the second World Cup final here on your World Cup station TalkSport. The French scoring their earliest goal in a World Cup game since 1978, thanks to Theo Hernandez. Now Mazraoui plays the ball in field. Griezmann wins it back though for the French, and he's done that so often during this tournament, arguably the player of the tournament so far, and he beats Ziyech to it now, and the Moroccans are having to do plenty of chasing without the ball in the early stages. It's been frenetic from them, and it's not really helped them. Now Hernandez down the left, infield to Mbappe, who's got room to turn. He just drifts in field, and Hakimi doesn't go with him on this occasion. Passed on to Amrabat. Now Dembele down the right-hand side, back towards Varane again, and once again the French are happy to be patient, and they're playing with the air of a side who believe they can pick off Morocco when they need to. Now Varane again, inside the centre circle, wide towards Griezmann down the right, and coming across to make the challenge is Boufal, solidly clatters into Griezmann, who's gone down off the field of play, but again the Mexican referee allows the challenge to go, and Morocco get the ball back.
Yeah, there's no nonsense with this referee. He's just making decisions, and his body language is suggesting that the players get up and not going to fall for it.
Amrabat has given the ball away again to Griezmann. Now Giroud looks to quickly spread it wide to Mbappe, who throws up his head and his arms in mock horror as the pass was beyond him and straight out of play. But they can't afford to do that, Stuart.
They certainly can't. You give the ball away there. You saw the body language of Mbappe. His eyes lit up when he knew he was going to get the ball with a potential one-on-one scenario with the back line. And Giroud's pass was a poor one.
The French supporters down to our left doing their best to try and get behind their team, but they've been considerably drowned out here by the weight of numbers and the volume of the Moroccan fans. Around 3,000 French supporters were expected for this game. Anticipated a crowd of, no, I'm not seeing that, maybe 500 down there behind that goal. And the other 60,000 inside the stadium are all supporting Morocco, whether they're from the actual territory or not. Here is Saiss in the middle of their back five, finding El Yamik, who played so well in his first World Cup start against Portugal on Saturday when they won that game by a goal to nil, but they're having to come from behind here as Hakimi looks to make the incursion forward again. This time he was pulled back by Fofana, and Morocco do have a free kick 15 yards inside the French half on their right.
There's no suggestion Hakimi sitting back is there. He's getting forward at every opportunity and causing your problem down that right hand side.
Ziyech over the free kick. Nasraoui could be an option square of him in the centre of the field, but as they've committed Saiss and El Yamik forward, you would imagine that Morocco will try and load the penalty area here. Hakimi could also swirl this ball in, and Nasiri is having a wrestling match. It's delivered in towards the near post, where it's headed away by Konate, who did well to rise above Ashraf Dari, the player who was drafted into the team moments before kick-off. Now Dembele on this near side, on the breakaway for the French, but he has to check back in field and find Tchouaméni, who scored the opening goal here against England on Saturday. Koundé back towards Tchouaméni once again, and the whistles remain shrill and loud from the Moroccan supporters inside this stadium. It is a sea of red shirts all around this ground. So many Moroccan flags unfurled over the banners, alongside a single Scottish solitaire behind the goal away to our right-hand side. Now Varane once again infield towards Fofana. He's given the room to turn. He finds Mbappe. Mbappe has been tightly marked so far, but he still had a role to play in the opening goal. Koundé finding Tchouaméni again, and with Mbappe being so tightly marked, there is plenty of room for other players, and there could be an overload here on the far side. It's infield towards Mbappe on the edge of the penalty area, but it's cleared as far as Amrabat, who's able to ride the challenge of Griezmann. Plays it square now to Unahi, and now Nasiri, who's been quiet so far, but Boufal will charge over the halfway line, plays it square into the penalty area. Ziyech with the shot, but he was off balance as he hit it, and it squirts wide of the near post.
France look as though they've been in charge of most of this, but there's been about 3 or 4 occasions when Morocco have turned the ball over and foraged on the right hand side, or alternatively through the middle, has caused the odd problem and the odd worry for France.
Hugo Lloris playing his 19th World Cup game here this evening. A long ball played forward from him, and it finds Giroud, who breaks into the penalty area, finds the shot in left-footed, and it clatters against the near post, and that's such an escape for the Moroccans. Giroud, who has been red-hot in this World Cup, almost makes it 2-0.
I've got to say, they've made a mistake already for the first goal. For that one, it was Saiss got under the ball, and he couldn't recover quickly enough against Giroud. It wasn't as if it was Dembele or Mbappe he was chasing back. Really poor defending.
Giroud, only the second player in World Cup history over the age of 36 to score 4 goals in the World Cup finals, after Roger Milla of Cameroon back in 1990. And he's looking to become the oldest to score 5 in a tournament, and he almost did that. Bunu clears long downfield once again, headed straight back towards the Moroccan goal by Dembele. And we played 18 minutes here on Talk Sport. France leading by a goal to nil, and they are handing out one or two lessons in the early stages.
I'll tell you what, down on the Moroccan technical area there, one or two of the players going for a very, very rigid warm-up. I just wonder whether there's problems there with size, or one or two players that are carrying injury.
Now Ziyech pirouettes down the right and looks to spread it wide to the left. Gets taken down by Mazraoui, who was one of the injury doubts before this game, and Mazraoui is penalised there for just holding back. And well, it seemed the referee had given a free kick, but it's a throw-in which will be taken by Koundé. And as Stuart rightly says, two players are warming up, and Walid Regragui is deep in conversation with a member of his backroom team. He's the sort of coach who I don't think will wait before making changes.
No, he is making changes, Nigel. I've just seen one of the players strip off, and then they're just looking at some paperwork between the coaches.
Now Azunahi lays the ball in field towards Hakimi on the far side. Amrabat looks to find Unahi again down the right. He shuffles in field, a back heel from him to give the ball to Ziyech. A deep cross towards the far post, looking for Boufal, but it's claimed well by Hugo Lloris. And Regragui is urging the player to get ready as quickly as possible. We've only played 19 minutes here in a World Cup semi-final, but he's already going to change his shape and formation.
Well, I think the problem they've had, Nigel, he's asked the players, are they fit to play? And probably the answer is yes, is what they've told him, and they're clearly not. You know, we've lost Agard before the game. I don't know who's coming off now, but I take it it's an injury as well, not a technical issue.
And it's Selim Amala who is coming on. He was part of the starting lineup against Portugal. He plays in midfield. So whether they're going to take out a central defender and go back to the formation which they've used in the tournament previously, and go back to a back four possibly.
Yeah, there might be that. I think it'll be more down to an injury than anything else, though.
Here is Griezmann now, found by Mbappe, and the French were looking for a free kick there, but it's Griezmann who has been penalised for the challenge on this near side on Unahi, and it will be a free kick for Morocco, and the change is being made, and you called it, Stuart. Romain Saiss is coming off, so two of the big name players who declared themselves fit are out of this game within 20 minutes.
Nigel, I don't want to knock them, but it's almost amateurish, to be fair. This is a World Cup semi-final. You've got to be able to look your coach in the eye when he asks the questions, are you fit or are you not? You're almost playing with any realistic option that your team have got of progressing by declaring yourself fit. One coming off in the warm-up, one coming off on 20 minutes.
Well, Selim Amala will come on to make his 30th international appearance. He'll slot into the midfield, so it does look as though they've gone back to a back four, so that experiment with three at the back has not lasted too long.
I think he probably just realised that he hasn't got enough defenders to realistically put another central defender back in there, to be honest.
But it leaves them now with Jawad El Yamik and Ashraf Dari as their central defensive pairing, and that is not first choice by any means.
No, to be honest with you, Nigel, they've made two real gilt-edged opportunities. They've seeded really bad. One's cost them a goal, the other one's cost the woodwork being rattled, and for a team that don't ship many goals, it's hardly acceptable.
8 clean sheets in 9 games before tonight, and that record already has a blemish on it, thanks to Theo Hernandez within 5 minutes here. France leading by a goal to nil on TalkSport. Don't forget breakfast tomorrow morning with Alan Brazil. Ray Parlour and Gabriel Bonahor will be assessing the fallout from this game. And White and Jordan will also have more World Cup chat from 10 o'clock, and the Papa John's Trophy quarter-final draw live in the studio with Kenny Jackett from 11:45 tomorrow morning, live on TalkSport. And domestic football getting back to full swing outside of the Premier League, and we'll be covering that across the weekend across the TalkSport network. As Boufal wins it back on this near side for Morocco. And now a first touch for El Yamik in this reshaped formation. Amala has gone into midfield. He's looking to receive the ball from Ziyech now, but he goes further wide towards the right, and Hakimi. And Morocco do look a bit more comfortable already with the extra player in midfield here. Now Hakimi once again. Maybe it was a case of Regragui looking to crowbar all of his big names back into a formation, but it didn't really work for a variety of reasons. Amala looks to feed it down the line for the option down the right-hand side, but in the end the free kick has been given for the challenge on Hernandez, and Hakimi showing one or two signs of frustration, and it will be a free kick for France, leading by a goal to nil here on TalkSport. And at the moment we're heading for many people's dream final, France against Argentina on Sunday.
Yeah, I think if I was Morocco, I'd attempt to get at Hernandez. You know, he showed against England he's a little bit vulnerable being taken on one-on-one.
They do have Hakim Ziyech on that far side who could maybe do that, as Varane is quickly closed down by Unahi. And Hugo Lloris, who has become the most capped French player during this World Cup. It's been a World Cup of records for them, with Olivier Giroud breaking Thierry Henry's goal-scoring record as well. Remarkable for a player who only made his international debut at the age of 25, as it's headed forward now towards Mbappe on the edge of the penalty area. One back briefly by Giroud, and Hakimi will try and clear the ball away, but he's forced back to El Yamik on the edge of the penalty area. Further back to Bruno, who just has to check to obey Giroud, and plays it wide to the far side, and Dari. It's a first-time ball down the line from him, straight to Konate, but he's quickly lost the ball to Amala. Ziyech then goes down, caught by Konate, and it will be a free kick to Morocco on the halfway line.
Yeah, this is the first time I've covered Morocco live, Nigel, and all the things people were telling me about them, you know, defensively very strong, that type of thing. I'm not seeing it at the moment. I'm seeing a team that are a little bit too loose in their play, and they've got to make sure that they keep the back door shut, which I think the next goal will be an absolute killer, especially if it's in this first half.
24 minutes played, France 1, Morocco 0. On your World Cup station, TalkSport, live from the Al Bayt Stadium. Nigel Adderley alongside the former England World Cup semi-finalist Stuart Pearce, and Stuart will be alongside Jim Proudfoot for the final on Sunday with Adrian, and I'll also be with him on Saturday for the third place playoff. Croatia already are booked into the game, which often produces goals, but usually finds teams looking to shake off the disappointment of losing in the semi-final. But here is Masraoui, good ball forward to find Amrabat. Morocco can break forward here. Amala, the player who's just come on, and now there's space for Hakimi to ping in the shot on the edge of the penalty area, but it's blocked by Konate. And here is Mbappe on the charge for the French, but his back heel is straight to Unahi. Lovely cloak turn from him, and he was held back on the halfway line by Fofana, and it will be a free kick for Morocco, who are just beginning to express themselves in an attacking sense when they get the opportunity.
Yeah, Morocco look as though they've got a little bit of cutting edge going forward. It might be one of those days where they turn around and say, listen, our defensive prowess has got us to this stage, but I'm not sure it's going to keep us here. It's only, well, they're going to have to score a goal, or at least draw level, to be fair, so they might just have to throw caution to the wind.
Well, two of their big-name defenders already off the field, having been named in the lineup, as Ziyech looks to charge forward. Now Buffon goes down inside the area, but a decision has already gone the French way. Theo Hernandez is down, and a yellow card has been shown to a group of Moroccan players on the edge of the penalty area, and Hernandez was, well, the free kick I think has been given against Buffon.
I'll tell you what, I'm looking at that and thinking that's closer to a penalty than a foul on the defender, if I'm being honest. And we've just seen a French player pull someone back on the halfway line, not get booked, and we've seen a Moroccan get booked for something that I think was a foul against him. No wonder they're incensed.
Well, Drew Fisher of Canada is the VAR official, and there doesn't look to be a check on that, but having seen the replay, it did seem that it was Hernandez catching Buffon. It was the sort of rash challenge which led to the England penalty in almost the same square yard of grass inside that penalty area. No sign of a VAR check as Hernandez continues to receive treatment here.
No, it was would have been an interesting one to have a look again. I think when we viewed it for the second time night, we were unconvinced it was a foul on the Frenchman.
Well, this break in play has given Walid Regragui the opportunity to pull in all of his players towards this near side to have an in-house tactical team talk, and the French team in the main are staying away from Didier Deschamps, who was there on the edge of his technical area. He has had words with Mbappe, and Mbappe again, his body language is not radiating happiness at the moment as he walks away from Didier Deschamps.
I think the Moroccan fans now at this stage getting behind their team. They've been encouraged by the odd skirmish forward.
Well, all the noise is Moroccan noise inside this stadium at the moment. Morocco have had much more of the possession than the French, but they trail by a goal to nil. As Charmaini plays it wide to the far side, and Konate. And it's a patched up French team. It has been throughout the whole tournament really, but they do have star quality at the business end of the field. But Griezmann has lost the ball now, and Buffal comes forward down the left-hand side, scoops it in field, is won back by Giroud ahead of Amrabat. Mbappe made the run in behind, but in the end Amala comes in with the challenge on Giroud from behind. Giroud not happy with the nature of that, but it's a free kick for the French and no card for Amala.
I think this game could get very, very niggly, Nige.
Yeah, well, it is a local derby of sorts. We have French-born players in the Moroccan squad. We have a French-born coach in the Moroccan squad, although he played 45 times for his country. So many Moroccan nationals live in Paris and the surrounding areas. I'm sure they are gripped watching this game. And the French have possession once again. We don't need to tell you that. You can just hear the whistles and the boos. But the French have the lead. They silenced the Moroccan supporters very early on in this game when Theo Hernandez scored. But there's an opportunity for Morocco to try and break now with Amala down the right-hand side. Plays the ball in field to Anahi. There is space for Ziyech out on the right, and he now receives it. The Chelsea man cutting square with the penalty area. Onto that left foot once again. Square to Mazraoui. And now Buffal again, who will try and take on Koundé. Koundé plays the ball in field, and it's broken for Mazraoui, who cuts it back to the edge of the penalty area. Now Anahi, but the flag is eventually raised for offside. The shot from Anahi was wide anyway, and it will be a free kick for the French. But half an hour played on TalkSport, and France leading by a goal to nil.
Well, everything that the Moroccans were renowned for getting into this game has been thrown out the window, Nige, I think, and they're a totally different team. You know, the early goals obviously contributed to that, but they're a team that are just throwing men forward and causing France a few problems.
Walid Regragui stands there, arms folded, dark suit and white trainers on the edge of the technical area. He's a man with his own style, only appointed at the end of August following the sacking of Valid Halahodzic. But he has brought this team together and taken them to previously unsurpassed success. But they are a goal down in the semi-final with 31 minutes played. Here is Amrabat though, forward towards Amala, quickly on to En-Nesyri. Crucial challenge from Konate to win the ball back on the edge of the penalty area there, because En-Nesyri was goal side of Varane, but Morocco try and keep the ball alive on the far side, but it spins out of play and it will be a throw. We've seen very little of Youssef En-Nesyri so far in the game, but we nearly did that.
Yeah, I think they've turned the opportunity down on a few occasions to put it in the box. As I say, we saw from the last game out the goal that he scored. He's an incredible leaper and a header of the ball, and I think they need to supply him a little bit more potentially and get around him for the seconds.
Now El Yamek, magnificent support from the African nation as Hakimi has been caught by his mate Mbappe on the far side on the halfway line. And it will be a free kick. There's a brief handshake between the two of them, who are wreathed in smiles, and a big bear hug in the tunnel before kick-off, but it's different once the whistle blows and the game gets underway. Here is Hakimi once again, always giving the ball away to Hernandez. Hernandez has come, release Mbappe now. Mbappe streaking away down the far side. Hernandez was caught off the ball. Mbappe cuts into the penalty area, plays it square. The shot is blocked, I think, by Giroud on the edge of the penalty area. It was blasted in from the edge of the box, and Giroud was the player who was in the way, denying his own teammate.
Yeah, but he was in an offside position, and Hernandez is bemoaning that he was caught when he played the ball forward to Mbappe.
There is a lot happening off the ball here.
I'll tell you what, Nigel, I've just seen the challenge. It was a bad challenge.
Ashraf Dari raked his studs down the shin of Theo Hernandez. But again, the VAR has allowed play to continue.
Well, I'll tell you what, if the referee had took action on that, I think he would have certainly, that could have been a red card challenge.
Such a pace to the game now. The early sparring has given way to a thrilling encounter here on TalkSport. 34 minutes play. France looking for a second goal. Dembele with the ball into the penalty area, but it's spun behind on this near side for the game's first corner, and it's to the world champions down their right.
Nigel, I felt that our thought process going into this game was going to be a rear guard action from Morocco to make it a bit stodgy, and Morocco needed to score first in the game to make it sort of exciting. I think it's totally the opposite. I think the early goal has brought Morocco out, and they're the ones chasing the game.
But they need to defend here. It's a corner kick which Griezmann will take. Again, the referee is having to sort out plenty of pushing and pulling inside the penalty area. Giroud was being pulled back there as he makes the run towards the near post. He wins the header though, and the shot in the end from Fofana off balance is high into those Moroccan fans, those thousands of red-shirted clad supporters behind that goal, and it will be a goal kick for the African nation here, trailing by a goal to nil on TalkSport. And we are back in the Championship on the home of the EFL on Friday. TalkSport 2, Birmingham against Reading. Then on Saturday we'll have the third place playoff with myself, Adrian and Stuart here on TalkSport on TalkSport 2. Two big games from the top of the Championship. Burnley against Middlesbrough at 3 o'clock, followed by Norwich against Blackburn at 5:15. Both of those games live on TalkSport 2. We will also have the goals as they go in from the EFL and beyond during our commentary from the Khalifa Stadium here on TalkSport. And the World Cup final, which at the moment promises to be a classic, Messi against Mbappe, live on TalkSport on Sunday. Shalmani now with a powerful run forward. He's picked out Mbappe, great pace into the penalty area. The shot is beyond Bunu, cleared off the line by El Yamik, played back in towards Giroud, and Giroud with a clear sight of goal has put it wide. A glorious chance to make it 2-0.
This is the gamble the Moroccans are taking now, pushing players forward, attempting to play through the middle of the French press. They failed to do so, and as soon as there's a turnover of possession, Mbappe's movement's incredible, timing of his run brilliant. I thought there was going to be a penalty on him, but he managed to stay on his feet, and then when it come back to Giroud, just slightly behind him and off balance, couldn't direct it goalward.
Morocco are playing a very dangerous game here. They are leaving Mbappe one-on-one at times, and not with Hakimi. 36 minutes played here on TalkSport. It is a fascinating game. France won. Morocco nil. Now Bunu outside his penalty area is closed down by Griezmann, but he manages to get the ball out to this near side, and eventually Masraoui will bring the ball forward down the line for Endesiri, who tries to dummy Varane, but he's seen that trick before, and the French have it back in their dark blue shirts. Griezmann goes down, and then Amrabat absolutely wires into the challenge on the halfway line, and the French have a free kick. Shalmani is the player who is writhing around in agony on the turf, but he's back to his feet, and we saw there why Sofiane Amrabat has 9 yellow cards in Serie A for Fiorentina this season.
Yeah, there's no prisoners taken today, Norwich. There is no doubt about that, and the Moroccans really taking chances, dribbling out in dangerous areas, central defenders, and against a strike force of the French's calibre. It's a dangerous game to play.
Here is Dembele on this near side, back towards Koundé. 8 minutes to play in the first half here on TalkSport. France 1, Morocco 0, and you just feel that Morocco can't afford to go into the dressing room any more than 1 goal down here. Varane square towards the Liverpool defender Ibrahima Konaté once again. Liverpool have had a fairly indifferent World Cup in terms of team performance for their players, but Konaté could end up going back to the Anfield Academy with a winner's medal. Lloris now clears long downfield once again. Giroud has to fight off the challenge of El Yannick and is unable to do so, but Chalmeni wins the ball back. Mbappe was very narrow on that occasion, so it's back towards Youssouf Fofana, and now Konaté wide towards the goal scorer Theo Hernandez, who in the end goes all the way back towards Lloris once again.
It'll be a strange one for the French, Nige. I think after getting that early goal, a couple of injuries as well, they'd have thought to the Moroccans, they'd have thought, well, this could be a comfortable game for us, but it's been anything but, to be honest.
Now Unahi tucks in to win the ball in the air, and then eventually Morocco regain possession, but at times they are playing in an expansive style we have not seen from them, but that is the desperation perhaps of chasing the game. And now Hakimi has been sold short again by a ball forward. Here is Mbappe finding Griezmann on the edge of the penalty area, and it's back again towards Chalmeni. Koundé infield to Dembele. Griezmann again infield down the right hand side into the penalty area, and it was a desperate challenge from El Yannick, but one which was very well timed to rob Griezmann and send the ball behind for a corner.
Yeah, it's fair to say, the way things are going at this moment in time, Morocco have got to earn a goal by really good play, but I'm not sure the French have to. I think it'll be someone overrunning it, someone stepping out the line, someone making a critical error that will gift France another goal.
Griezmann, who has never missed a competitive game for the French since his debut back in 2014. This is 73rd successive game in which he's been involved, which is a remarkable record going back to a win over England back in 2017. Griezmann's corner into the near post, and it was flicked on. It was a clever run by Varane into that near post area, but his cushion volley only ripples the side netting.
I must say, for all we say about the tactical and technical line-up of Morocco, their attitude to the game since conceding has added to a really exciting game, Nige.
This is not one of those semi-finals where you're waiting for something to happen. It happened right at the start, and it's been non-stop action ever since. The French already have had 10 attempts on goal, 1 on target, the goal from Theo Hernandez. Morocco have only had 3, and the 1 shot on target from Unahi was turned aside by Hugo Lloris. Now El Yannick finding Amala on this near side. He's got support from Mazraoui, but it was forward to Bafal, but beyond him, and Bafal on his haunches sees the ball spin back towards Lloris, who could be back in action for Spurs on Boxing Day, the first Premier League game in the resumption, and it's live and exclusive to national radio on TalkSport against Brentford, and the TalkSport network, TalkSport 1 and 2 and the app, the only place to hear the return of the Premier League on Boxing Day. We have every single match from that Boxing Day round of games, and on Boxing Day as a whole we have 10 commentaries on 1, 2 and the app, the TalkSport network, from both the Premier League and the EFL. Before that, next week, a couple of days after the World Cup has finished, we have 3 League Cup 4th round ties. Newcastle against Bournemouth on Tuesday, Manchester United against Burnley on Wednesday, and Manchester City against Liverpool on Thursday. The Carabao Cup hastening the return of Premier League clubs to action following the World Cup. There will be no break for some of us. I'm sure some of the players will have a bit of time to themselves, and maybe those knocked out already are already making use of that time before returning to full training.
amazing to think, Nigel, in about 12 days' time, someone like Lloris might be turning out for Spurs, and he's in the semi-final this evening.
I know. With the final potentially to come on Sunday, as a long ball is played forward again, looking for En-Nesyri, and En-Nesyri again watches a high ball go over his head, and he's looking around to his teammates saying, look, you've either got to allow me to make it stick or it's a waste of time, and you can understand that sort of feeling from him at the moment.
Yeah, they've struggled to get him into the game. They've not delivered in wide areas. They chose to take people on rather than cross the ball, and not delivered decent ball into his feet.
On the far side, Konate looks to bring it forward for the French, but it's cut out by Ziyech, and Ziyech will keep the ball in play, tries to break forward, now has support from Unahi, and then plays a dicey ball across the field into the centre circle. It was won back briefly by Griezmann, then hooked forward by Shamani, and here is Mazraoui, but he goes straight into Dembele, but he's able to win the ball back, and once again Morocco take a chance and get away with it with 2 minutes to play in the first half here on TalkSport, trailing by a goal to nil as Hakimi comes forward now down the right into Unahi, back towards Hakimi again inside the penalty area, tries to square it back, and a sliding, slithering challenge from Konate sends it behind for a Moroccan corner.
To be fair, I think if I was the Moroccan coach at half-time, I would say just do what you're doing. Just go after the game. If it gets us into the next round of the competition, so be it. If we get beat 4 or 5-0, so be it. Just keep after them.
This is no time to head out to the competition with any regrets. Morocco at the moment are doing their best to leave everything out there. They have their first corner on the far side. Hakim Ziyech of Chelsea will take it. Every single French player, including Mbappe, is back defending here. It will be an in-swinging from Ziyech in towards the near post, headed away by Varane initially. An overhead kick, hits the post! Morocco so close to the equaliser. It was El Yannick, I think, who delivered it, then Buffon with a shot, and it's wide. And Morocco inches away from an equalising goal on the stroke of half-time. That was remarkable.
Nigel, bang on the money there. El Yannick, central defender, with probably one of the best bicycle kicks you'll ever see. He must have been about 18 metres out from goal. I think he's hit his shin and then hit his foot.
What a save.
And it was a very good save. I thought it cannoned off the post first off.
But Lloris got across there just in front of the post and palmed the ball away. I think it may have hit the post, but in any event, that was an incredible effort from El Yannick, and he was so close to what would have been only his 3rd international goal. But it just shows that if Morocco can get at the world champions, there are signs of fallibility there defensively. They've not kept a clean sheet yet in the World Cup.
Well, to be fair, we saw that against England, I think, with the French. I don't think defensively they're particularly good. Gaps in the midfield. Too many of their forward line don't really want to chase back and offer itself as a shield.
Now Morocco win it back again. Have they won another corner? Ziyech waits for the assistant, who eventually has given it, and we're into 3 minutes of added time, and at the moment it's the French looking for the half-time whistle here, leading by a goal to nil. And you just get the feeling that a goal now for Morocco, this stadium will take off.
There's no doubt about that. It certainly will. As at the moment, they're right behind their team. They're sniffing blood.
Again, Hakim Ziyech will take the corner, and it will be an in-swinger. En-Nesyri makes the run to the near post. It's high towards Hakimi, who challenges Lloris. He lost it initially, and then he's able to sprawl and regather his faculties and the ball, and he gathers that ball and gratefully clutches it 8 yards from goal. I'll tell you what, every time that ball goes in the French area, it's absolute chaos.
That's why I think they should be supplying En-Nesyri and the like a little bit more readily, Nigel.
Now Buffon on this near side, challenged by Koundé, and then there's a coming together between Buffon and Koundé inside the technical area there, and the referee just having words. Buffon, of course, the one player on a yellow card from the first half. Things are calmed down by the referee and Walid Regragui. Good ball from Amrabat, wide to the far side of the right, and Ziyech will come forward again here. He's got support from Hakimi. It's left to Hakimi. Low ball into the penalty area, cleared away by Konate at the near post, and Morocco will have a throw-in.
They're certainly winning the hearts of the neutrals, the Moroccans at the moment. Their attitude, they're growing into the game. The longer it goes on, they look more and more impressive.
From the throw-in, Boufal now on the far side, and he goes down. He's won a free kick conceded by Fofana, and this another set piece for Morocco late in the first half here on TalkSport.
Tell you what, they're not going to hang around here. They're going to load up the penalty box. They've had 6, 7 in for corners. They'll probably do exactly the same again.
Ziyech again will take this. A better angle to really flight this into a dangerous area. The French have a rather ragged defensive line around the penalty spot, and the Moroccans are packing that area now. This could be a real chance. Ziyech again with the free kick, fixed it away by the goalkeeper Lloris. He did well. Amrabat will try and control, and then he goes down. He was pulled down by Mbappe. I think he got the free kick there in rather fortunate fashion. Mbappe then kicks the ball away. He should be booked, but Morocco do have a free kick.
This is where referees lose control of games. You know, Mbappe's pulled his player down. No booking for that. Then the player comes to get the ball and he kicks the ball away. 2 bookable offences, both ignored.
Free kick though for Morocco once again. Ziyech is over this. It's in a rather central area. This might be the final action of the first half. Ziyech clips it. He almost found Amala, who was unmarked there at the near post, but the ball just evades his grasp and spins behind. And a quite breathless first half comes to an end here in Al Bat. The French lead by a goal to nil, but they were given a real examination the closer we got to half-time. The early goal volleyed in by Theo Hernandez. Giroud hit the post, had a great chance to make it 2-0, but Morocco coming on strong just before half-time, and they will look to maintain that momentum as we head into the second half. It's been a great game. At half-time, it's France 1, Morocco 0. Thank you, Adrian. Well, there is another Moroccan change, and another of their big names who came back from injury for this game has been taken off. Nouassir Mazraoui, and the player who replaced him for the game against Portugal, Yahia Atiat-Alia, has come on at left back. So basically they gambled, and the gamble has backfired, because Agüerd was injured in the warm-up, Saiss lasted 20 minutes, and Mazraoui has gone off at half-time. As the French get the game back underway here, and Mbappe seemed to foul Ziyech inside the centre circle, but no free kick has been given. A first touch for Atiat-Alia down the line, and now a free kick has been given for the challenge by Koundé on Boufal, and it will be a free kick. So the team now for Morocco is Bounou in goal, Hakimi, El Yamik, Dari and Atiat-Alia, Unahi, Amrabat and Amala in midfield, Ziyech, Endesiri and Boufal. It is basically the team which started their quarter-final win against Portugal. 3 changes were made effectively for that game, and now, due to injury, they have all been restored. The French team, no changes for them. The recent goal, Koundé, Varane, Konate and Hernandez, Charmeni and Fofana holding in midfield, Dembele, Griezmann and Mbappe behind Giroud. Morocco in their dark red shirts and green shorts, playing from left to right in the second half, as we look out from our position high at the back of the main stand here in the El Bayt Stadium. A crowd of around 65,000 in this ground, 3-tiered, towering up from the desert. This tent being used for the last time in the World Cup. The final will be at Lusail on Sunday, and TalkSport will be there. And before that, we will have the third place play-off on Saturday, as Morocco try and come forward now with Amala, but he just turns into Griezmann, who again wins that ball back so effectively. It is wide towards this near side, and the goal scorer Hernandez, and he's released Mbappe, and there could be a problem here for Morocco. Mbappe is challenged by Amrabat, but he goes beyond him deep into the penalty area, pulls it back, but the cross was too deep. In the end, it's fired towards goal by Koundé, blocked by Amala, and it spins around the far side for a throw into France.
I must say, Nigel, I've probably not particularly been impressed with the French today. I really haven't. They've got a game here that they should be taking by the scruff of the neck. You know, we've got 3 players with injury doubts. None of them have made the second half of the game. It's quite incredible at this level of football that that's been the case.
But the French haven't really dominated any game so far.
No, that might well be the case. Maybe that is the case. As I say, England feel hard done by. I think Morocco have been as good as, if not better.
Well, the French now have been forced back towards their own goal briefly, but now Charmeni with a clever ball to Elise Griezmann. Down the centre looking for Mbappe. He goes down, and he seemed to be goal side there of Hakimi, and then Mbappe clattered into Bunu, and play has been halted. The referee, the Mexican Cesar Ramos, did not give a decision to either side. Mbappe was appealing for a penalty, and then he did seem to catch Bunu.
Yeah, it was a good through ball there. In fact, it probably should have been. It was a really good through ball, but defensively, Hakimi's come across him and denied him space to open his body out and get a left foot shot away. Good defending, credit to him. I'll tell you what, his follow through.
He left something on there, didn't he?
He did. I think there was more of a protection mechanism there to give him credit.
4 minutes into the second half here on Talk Sport. It is 6 minutes past 11 in the evening here in Qatar, and it's still nearly 24 degrees Celsius. It's a warm evening after 1 or 2 relatively chilly ones recently, although nothing like the temperatures you're currently experiencing at home, and something which we will experience once we head back early next week. But plenty of football to play first. Here is Ashraf Dari, who came into the starting lineup for Morocco only seconds before kickoff. Now Hakimi down the right-hand side, further wide for Unahi. A good ball to release Ziyech back towards Unahi again, but Hernandez does well to recover, and he's able to clear the ball away from the left-back area, looking for Mbappe, who kept the ball in play, but only succeeds in giving it back to Hakimi. His low crossing is flicked away on the edge of the penalty area. Diawara does well to win it back from Dembele. Nobody thought about the dash down the left, but comes back in field to find Amrabat. And here is Dari once again, and taking over is Unahi, who has been a standout player for Morocco so far. Now Hakimi, wide to the right-hand side, and Ziyech looking to tease Hernandez. Whips the ball into the penalty area, cleared away at the near post by Konate, and then again Mbappe goes down under the challenge of Ashraf Dari, looking for a free kick, doesn't get it, and it's sustained pressure here from Morocco. 5 minutes into the second half, trailing by a goal to nil. Unahi's ball forward is cut out by Fofana, and here is Amrabat once again. And now El Yamek, who played so well in the win against Portugal in his first start at the World Cup finals, and he's done pretty well again here tonight. Almost scored with an overhead kick in the first half, and now an opportunity for Hakimi inside the penalty area. The cross though towards the near post is blocked by Konate, and it's brought clear again by Mbappe on this near side, looking to take an Amrabat for pace, and then he streaks away from the challenge of Ashraf Dari on this near side, and Mbappe's still going, and then he's clattered into by Amrabat. He goes down as if he's being caught and dealt a serious injury, but the referee again waves away any appeals, and a long ball for Morocco is cleared away from Lloris inside his penalty area.
I'll tell you what, if you want to put a statement down for your country on a world stage that it means more to you than anything to be out there, that was it by Amrabat. Incredible. He was outpaced, he put the afterburners on and made a challenge in the box that's taken Mbappe out, got the ball and counter-attacked.
And Mbappe is still down here in some pain. There was real force in the challenge, but he did win the ball. But Mbappe is receiving treatment. Of course, he has had this persistent ankle injury throughout the World Cup and also before that, and maybe it's flared up again here now. In training 2 days ago, he didn't really take an active part in the session. He was on the field, but didn't do too much with the ball, and maybe that ankle injury is causing an issue again here as we hear the Viking clap from the Moroccan supporters at both ends of the stadium, and Mbappe, after some medical treatment, hobbles back onto the field of play. and he appears to be coming off again towards this near side.
Yeah, he's been told to go off by the referee, being treated on the pitch by the physios.
And Morocco, after all of that, will restart with a throw-in just inside the French half. Here is El Yamek inside the centre circle. He's got room to move it forward now. The French are fairly deep, and Mbappe has still not come back onto the field of play here. Now Ziyech finding Unahi, poke wide to this near side, and Ziyech again will find Boufal. Early cross into the penalty, looking for Nasiri. It's blocked, and then the shot at the far post from Atiatala was scuffed, and it's cleared away. But again, an opportunity for Morocco deep inside the penalty area, and the French at the moment are concerned because Mbappe is back on the field of play, but he's hobbling around, not really involved. Now Amala looks to play the ball in towards Atiatala, who's in space inside the penalty area. Checks back, low ball, looking for a line. Desperate challenge inside the penalty area by Konate. Probably a goal-saving challenge if the shot from Amrabat comes in and it's wide.
Brilliant football we've seen from the Moroccans the last 10 minutes or so. They've come out, they've dissected the back line with little slide passes, and that was wonderful. Allah just got to the touchline, pulled one back, and Konate just got there and hooked it away. They're rocked. They are absolutely rocked, the French, and don't know what to do about it. They can't stop any of the attacks. The only thing that's hurting the Moroccans is the fact they can't deliver a decent cross into the box and find a plat as yet.
This is a World Cup semi-final to remember on TalkSport. France 1, Morocco 0. Mbappe at the moment is a passenger for the French on this near side, but he's gradually tried to flex his right ankle and get more movement into it, but there was an opportunity for Dembele to bring it forward again down the right, but the ball spins away from him out of play. There will be a throw-in. The early goal from Theo Hernandez now seems a long time ago, but the French do still lead despite waves and waves of Moroccan pressure in the second half here under the canvas at El Bat.
Certainly got their tails up nights, the Moroccans. Everyone to a man wants it, and these little slide balls to a little diagonal running behind. There's another one. Yeah, and that was a foul. The referees decided not to give it.
It was Hakimi looking to play in Unahi, and there's no doubt he was caught by Fofana, but the referee did not give it. The referee here is allowing the game to flow to extremes at times. And we looked at the challenge at half-time, which earned Boufal a yellow card when he clashed with Hernandez inside the French penalty area, and the more you look at it, the more it looks like a Moroccan penalty, but it wasn't given. Now Ziyech coming forward again, plays it square into the central area, and El Yamek, the central defender, plays a careless ball forward. It's cut out by Koundé, but as it was quickly played forward on the far side by Chalmeni, Boufal wires into the challenge, and it will be a throw-in to the French on the far side with 55 minutes played here on TalkSport. France 1, Morocco 0. Argentina awaiting the winners in the final, but the French here at the moment are looking to reach the showpiece game the hard way. They've been ahead for a long time, but it's looking an increasingly tenuous lead here on TalkSport.
Well, there's no energy in the French side at the moment. They're rocked, and they're just letting Morocco dictate the tempo of the game. And looking at it at the moment, I would say the French have got to score a goal if they want to win this game, because Morocco aren't going to get a chance to score. And if they get one and equal things up, I don't know which way this game will go.
Now Unahi on this near side, Amrabat back towards Unahi. It's left for Ziyech. Unahi into the penalty area, looks to turn in field, manages to play the ball back towards Hakimi, who just can't control 6 yards out. Griezmann was back there to clear, but Morocco quickly win it back. They swarm around the French players whenever they have possession. Now it's played wide by Dari towards Ziyech, who goes in behind Hernandez into the penalty area. He looks to win a corner kick, and the assistant gave the corner and the referee gave a goal kick.
I tell you what, they are running over the top of the world champions at this moment in time. They've got more energy, more drive, more will to win, more togetherness. And unless the French break this, and you can tell the manager French manager is scared to make he's pointing down, he needs to make a change. Something has to make a change here, because his team are heading out of the World Cup, and that might seem a bizarre thing to say for a team that are winning 1-0.
Well, Mbappe is down again here, and this could be a real concern, not just here this evening, but also for Sunday in the final. He's shaking his head, and he's having words with one or two of his teammates, and I think he's taking his boots off.
I think his laces were shredded in the tackle. That's what I think's happened, Nigel.
Well, he's hobbling across again to this near side, and there'll need to be some sort of running repairs, if nothing else. And yeah, it looks like a new set of laces for him, but that left boot has come off very quickly, and he's putting on a new boot. But Deschamps, I think, increasingly looks at his bench in this World Cup and thinks, what have I got? And the answer is, not very much.
No, something will have to change though, because the personnel at the moment have got to find a way of getting back in this game.
Won back well by Atiat Ala on the far side, but it spins back into French hands, and now there's an opportunity for Fofana, but he plays it wide to Dembele. That's a dreadful ball, woefully overhit straight out of play. That's the sort of ball Morocco were playing when the French were in control in the opening 20 minutes or so.
Well, there's just be one team at the moment that will be looking at this and rubbing their hands, and that's probably Argentina.
Yeah, we got two teams here really slugging it out. Morocco are giving everything for Africa, for the Arab nation, but they still trail by a 1-0 here on Talk Sport, scored by Theo Hernandez. But the French are having to work incredibly hard to stay afloat.
They say all the problems coming down this near side in front of us, the right hand side, Hakimi and Ziyech. I mean, Mbappe offering no protection. Hernandez hasn't got a clue how to stay with a player with a give and go, and they're getting in behind him time and time again. It's just that final pass when they hit the byline.
And they have brought on Yahiya Atiat Ala, one of the home-based players, plays for Wydad Casablanca. And again there's an overload down the right-hand side, and it's Boufal popping up this time, found by Unaha. Looks to play the ball in field, but it's a poor ball. It's cut out. Here is Griezmann on the breakaway, and now Giroud looking to play in Mbappe. Mbappe checks back, no flag on this occasion, and now Griezmann in a central area, left-footed shot from him, it's deflected, it goes just wide, and belatedly the flag goes up for offside.
Why is it that they flag sometimes and not others? I really don't know. That was so far offside, it was incredible.
He was miles offside. But it is attack against defence at the moment, and it's Moroccan attack here with an hour play in the World Cup semi-final. 1-0 to the French, but they are clinging on here like you wouldn't believe against the first African side in a World Cup semi-final. Whatever happens, they have made their point, but of course they want to go further. Unahi infield again towards Hakimi, who was almost playing as an auxiliary right-sided midfielder at times. Now a high ball spread to the left, looking for Atiat Ala, but the French will win it back, and here is Griezmann. Griezmann, though, is challenged by Atiat Ala, and the referee has given the free kick this time, and it will be an opportunity for the French to just try and release the pressure valve.
Nige, their only chance at the moment is to try and literally release that valve, break the game up, buy free kicks, keep possession of the ball. But at this moment they're offering no leadership on the pitch. You're hoping the likes of Griezmann will get hold of the game by the scruff of the neck. But no one in the French ranks is doing anything to help their team or give their team a lift at present.
Now Dembele, robbed though by Amrabat. Morocco look to counter-attack, double pirouette from Amrabat, quickly forward towards Amala on the halfway line. Careers through a couple of challenges, one back by Chalmeni, but the French overhit the ball forward, and it's straight out for a throw into Morocco. 61 minutes played, 1-0 to France.
I'm absolutely desperate for this equaliser, just to see which way this game goes and see the French reaction. At the moment, it's awful, their reaction.
Here is Unahi on this near side, but he's lost out to Hernandez. And we've used terms about African teams in the past. Naive has often been one of them, but this Moroccan team are anything but. They are a new breed of African team at the World Cup. It's what their coach said. They want to change the mindset. They don't want to be lucky losers anymore. They don't want to be happy to be here. They want to win. And they're giving it absolutely everything here. Buffon down this near side, looking to hit the byline. He's gone beyond Fofana. Cuts it back into the 6-yard area. Cleared by Griezmann. Headed wide on this near side by Dari. Now Amrabat in again towards Unahi. The French are so deep, they are conceding space anywhere other than 25 yards in front of their own goal here.
Yeah, and what they've got to do is bolster this their left-hand side, Morocco's right, because it's give and goes, it's runs in behind. They almost want to be better off putting Dembele this side and moving Mbappe, because he is not helping the fullback whatsoever.
Ziyech with the cross in, headed away by Varane in front of Lloris. Now Dembele looking to find Mbappe. Mbappe again looking to go through the gears, but he was quickly closed down by Azzedine Ounahi, and it will be only a throw into the French. And Mbappe doesn't look fit at the moment, and he's getting words from his coach, who's basically talking to him on this near side all the time, saying, how is it, how is it?
It's absolute murder at the moment. The French, they're looking, they know it's not right on the pitch, but they're not doing anything to solve it. They're not going to the substitutes bench, and that sends an incredible message out that he doesn't trust anyone who's sat behind him to have impact here.
Here is Konate. The whistles get louder. Long ball forward. Griezmann rises high to flick it wide to the right-hand side, and Dembele early cross into the penalty area. Nobody there. Giroud made the run to the near post. It was high and beyond him. Giroud's barely had a kick in the second half, but it's not really his fault. But now a poor ball from Amrabat, but it was quickly won back by Amala, who's done really well since coming on early in the game. Now El Yamik wide to the far side, and Atiat Allah. And Morocco are stroking the ball around here like we thought the French would do when they scored the early goal. This is remarkable to see.
We had two players going to this semi-final, Messi in the first one and Mbappe in the second. Messi grabbed the game by the scruff of the neck and dragged his team to the final and said, we've got the ability to win. Mbappe's gone under badly.
There is going to be another Moroccan change very shortly, and here is the change for the French, and it's Giroud who is going off, and Marcus Thuram is coming on, son of Lilian, who won the World Cup back in 1998, of course, until Hugo Lloris broke his record. He was the most capped Frenchman until recently, but Marcus Thuram of Borussia Mönchengladbach comes on to win his 8th international cap, and he's never scored.
Yeah, I think that's a double-fold substitution. They've stuck Mbappe down the middle where they're hoping he's going to get a goal, and maybe Thuram out this side is going to do a better job of trying to offer a shield to Hernandez, who's been woeful.
Now Thuram looks to skip into the penalty area on this near side, but he's closed down by Dari, and Dari eventually allows the ball to go out under pressure from Thuram, and it will be a goal kick. And that small group of French supporters behind that goal away to our left are looking increasingly exasperated here at just how poor their team have been in the second half. And Abdelrazak Hamdallah will be coming on for Morocco. In fact, it's a double change. The other player coming on is one of the scorers against Belgium, Zakaria Aboukal. So they're just freshening up their forward options here. En-Nesyri and Boufal have made way for Hamdallah and Aboukal. Hamdallah plays for Al Ittihad in the Middle East, Saudi Arabia, one of the players who came back from international retirement. And Aboukal, born in the Netherlands, currently plays for Toulouse in France. And his clinching goal against Belgium was talked about for a long time in Morocco. That looked to be their big moment in this World Cup, but of course they've gone on to do so much more. Now Amrabat, who who is running this game at the moment. Square to Ziyech on this near side. Hakimi waits down the right, but Ziyech in a central area. He's been given the room to prompt. He plays it high towards the edge of the penalty area, and it breaks now. A high ball to the far post. Looking for Abdelkader just over his head, and it's gathered well by Lloris.
I'll tell you what, the referee's got to pull that back and give a free kick on the edge of the box. He's all over the top.
Abdelkader was the player who was in an offside position actually, but yeah, when it was played for, there was a French defender who was all over Atiatala on the edge of the penalty area, but we have seen very few free kicks given in this game on the whole, and we're at the midpoint of the second half, and at the moment this is a semi-final. The French just want to end, leading by a goal to nil. Here is Thuram. If they can get the second goal, surely that's it. And Thuram has now been fouled. Heavy challenge on this near side by Hakimi, and the French have a free kick, better than a corner, down their left.
Hakimi's got to use his loaf a little bit more. He's a little bit impetuous there. He's given a free kick away, and all it does is kill the clock a little bit for the French, and that's the only thing they're hanging on to at the moment.
Free kick which Griezmann will take. And the French send everybody forward, everybody back defending now for Morocco, because they know with only 22 minutes to play they've got to keep the back door shut here as well. Griezmann flights in the free kick, high to the far post. It's headed away by Amrabat. Koundé now gathers, able to bring the ball down, advance on goal, plays a smart ball into the penalty area for Mbappe. Mbappe comes in field, it's blocked on the edge of the 6-yard area, and then headed away by Dari towards this near side, and eventually the flag is raised for offside as the French almost sneak the second goal.
Well, I think it's the only way the French are going to squeeze through this, by getting this second goal, and it's the only thing that might, and I say might with a big apostrophe, stop this red tide coming out.
Now Dembele on the right-hand side. Bobs and weaves away from a couple of challenges. Great pace from him towards the edge of the penalty, but Amal again does well to come back. Gets his body between Dembele and the ball. Dembele has been awful in this game. He's done absolutely nothing. But again, who do the French have to bring on to replace him? Kingsley Coman possibly, but maybe Deschamps is reluctant.
Well, the team couldn't have been doing any worse, and he made no changes, Nige, so that tells you something.
Morocco moving forward again now with Hamdallah. Pulls wide to the right, but gives the ball away in field to Fofana. He jabs it forward to Thuram, who does have great pace down this near side, and he's coming field beyond Dari. Dari comes back to make the challenge, and it was a challenge which was at best rash, and it's a free kick for France on the left-hand side, about 30 yards out.
I'd say it was a ludicrous challenge, but he knew if he didn't make that challenge and didn't stop him come hell or high water, he was in on goal.
20 minutes to play on TalkSport in the second World Cup semi-final. France 1, Morocco 0 here at Al Bayt Stadium. One of the more remote venues in this World Cup, but it's full of noise, full of vibrancy at the moment.
Mbappe, I'll tell you what, this could go into Mbappe's feet for a little turn around the corner if they're not careful.
Griezmann over the free kick. And maybe just one or two signs of weariness from the Moroccans at the moment, who have given absolutely everything in pursuit of this equalising goal. But the French looking to seal things here. Griezmann flights it high towards the far post. Free header is wide, and it was Thuram who was arriving on the end of it, but it's a let-off for Morocco.
There was a gilt-edged chance there from Thuram, and you could see the look on his face, the frustration. They need something to end this game, and then their panic.
That's a good word. The French have been in a panic throughout the whole of the second half here. Morocco Morocco have created relatively few chances, but it's just been the relentlessness of their drive towards their goal, just lacking a bit of quality in key areas at times. Hernandez forward again towards Thuram losing out to Ziyech, and now Amrabat's ball in field is cut out by Griezmann, who's then fouled by Amrabat, and it will be a free kick just inside the French half. And the Moroccan fans all around the stadium just beginning to show one or two signs of frustration with the referee, but their team need to keep their heads here. There are still 18 minutes to play and it's only 1-0.
Yeah, why the game stays evenly balanced like this, Nige. Morocco have got every opportunity. This substitution with Thuram coming on this side of the pitch has just stemmed the flow down Morocco's right, and that's where they've been most fruitful, I think, in the second half.
It's back towards Hugo Lloris, who made two crucial saves in the first half to keep the French ahead. Now Thuram chested in field, but it's cut out by Dari, who was settled down after a nervous start. Flicked on by Mbappe, looking for Thuram on this near side, but cut out well by Hakimi. And it's back to Yassine Bounou, who for long spells in the second half has been a spectator.
Yeah, I mean, you talked about Dembele being a spectator. I'll tell you what, Mbappe certainly has, I think. He's took a leaf out of Messi's book, apart from the flashes of brilliance every now and then.
Well, at the moment, he is not 100% fit. You can see he's labouring even when he's walking around, but he just has that injection of pace. He can overcome the demons.
Mike, I don't know whether it's an injury or whether he's just lost heart for the game a little bit.
Morocco give the ball away again, but Amrabat is there to win it back, but he in turn has lost out to Fofana. There could be an overload here for the French on this near side. It's Thuram, low ball into the penalty area for Fofana. Oh, he goes for goal with Mbappe unmarked. 6 yards out and the shot whistles wide. And the Moroccans are quickly back onto the field with Unai, and the French here could be caught out because they were still thinking about that opportunity. Here is Hakimi now coming forward down the right hand side, back towards Unai again. Hakimi receives it on the edge of the penalty area. Unai on the wider area. Ziyech, they work the triangle. It comes back towards Unai, crossed high into the penalty area, cleared away by Varane. Now Griezmann clatters into a Moroccan player, but the referee in the end has given the decision the French's way.
Yeah, I think it just was. I think Griezmann just got caught there. Once again, little give and goes. The French just can't handle it on this left side of their defence. So poor.
And at the moment, Stuart, with 16 minutes to play, if you're Argentina, if you're Lionel Scaloni watching this game, what are you learning?
Well, the French have gone under a little bit, I think. I think they're showing poor character. I don't think any leadership has been shown by them. And when you've seen what the stakes are, it's a place in the World Cup final. They're hanging on for, well, the only thing that's keeping them in the game is the fact that Morocco haven't found that critical cross when they've got in behind their backline.
Varane, midway inside the French half, square to Konate. And now Shalmani has lost out. There's an opportunity now for Hamdallah to move forward. Hamdallah into the penalty area. He's still going. Hamdallah, he had 3 or 4 opportunities to pull the trigger, but now Atiatala down the left-hand side drives in the cross. It's blocked. It's back out now towards Atiatala once again. What a chance that was for Hamdallah, but he didn't trust his left foot.
Just incredible. It really was. Really poor by the French once again, giving it away in a critical area.
Now there is a potential breakaway for Thuram down this near side, the left. And he's got players in field, but at the moment the French are not committing too many bodies forward. They're just trying to slow things down here and manage the clock with 15 minutes to play on TalkSport. France 1, Morocco 0. Argentina against the winners of this game in the final, live on TalkSport. 3 o'clock Sunday afternoon. 68,294 is the official attendance here, and I would imagine that 68,200 of those are supporting Morocco pretty much.
They've certainly won the hearts of the neutrals. If they didn't before we turned up tonight, they have already. Such character they're showing.
But they still need a goal here to stay in the World Cup. If they lose, it will be Croatia live on TalkSport on Saturday in the third place playoff. Before then, on Friday night on the home of the EFL TalkSport 2, Birmingham against Reading, Saturday on 2. Burnley against Middlesbrough at 3, followed by Norwich against Blackburn at 5:15. And Alan Brazil will have all the fallout from this game. Alex Crook will be gathering reaction at the end. TalkSport breakfast from 6 tomorrow morning. Here was an opportunity for Abu Khal to try and turn on the edge of the area, but he's lost out, but Morocco win it back. El Yamin looking for Atiatala, who's full of pace. He was taken out, but it's Hamdallah now who can move forward into the penalty area. Koundé is backpedaling. Hamdallah with a cross in, which was poor in the end, into the side netting, and it will be a goal kick. And once again, the French see an opportunity come to nothing, and Morocco make another change here. And it's a final throw of the dice in many ways for Walid Regragui, and it's Selim Malak who came on in the first half, the player who goes off, and the player who comes on is Azazuli, Ame Azazuli. Plays for Osasuna, on loan from Barcelona, only 20 years of age. He was injured coming into the World Cup. This is his third appearance, and they've all come from the bench. And now he comes on with 12 minutes to play on TalkSport, with the French clinging on grimly, and they're making the change, which is probably not overdue, as Dembele has been replaced, but it's not Kingsley Coman who comes on. It is another German-based player, Randall Colomawani of Eintracht Frankfurt, who came into the squad late when Christopher Nkunku was injured in pre-tournament training, and he started the game against Tunisia. So he comes on now to the right of Mbappe. Here is Fofana. Fofana quickly challenged, but he's won it back and found Mbappe. Mbappe spins away from another tackle, and he's found an opportunity for Thuram inside the area. Now Mbappe looking to pick its way through the body. The low shot's deflected. It falls to Molo Kouani, and it's his first touch, and it's surely sent the French into the World Cup final. The Moroccan fans are finally silenced, and the French may have got away with it here. They have been under so much pressure in the second half, but the ball was played in, a crucial deflection, and Molo Kouani steps off the bench and sends the French into the World Cup final. France 2, Morocco 0.
Well, they played the penalty for a giveaway of possession in the centre area, and there was a couple of cannons, and Mbappe had a decent run into the box, and the ball just literally probably went exactly where someone's just wandered in, and the goalie could do nothing about it. It's heartbreak, it really is. If ever a team did not deserve a second goal, it's the French.
But that is often how teams win championships. You hang in there, and in many ways it was similar to the first goal, to the extent that it was a deflected shot from Mbappe which spun across the penalty area to find somebody unmarked. Didier Deschamps able to celebrate, and the French look to have got away with it.
Well, he'll know more than anyone, Deschamps, how fortunate his team have been tonight. They've shown no character in this second half, no leadership in this second half, and to be honest with you, there's only been one team that's been out on the pitch, but they give a goal away cheaply in the first half, and maybe the 3 injuries as well have paid their price.
And we have to say as well that Morocco have had time when they've been on top in the game and they haven't scored. England, of course, left this stadium with a similar story on Saturday, and Morocco may believe the same here, as they try to come forward now with Abu Khal into the penalty area, but he loses out to Koundé. At the moment, this does not look like a French team who are World Cup winners, but they'll be in the final. Here is Griezmann, but he's lost out, but he's got the free kick this time as Moroccan frustration begins to boil over here, and it's Hati Atala, the player who has been penalised.
See the frustration there. Not too sure how much was in that free kick, but I think the French will just be happy to keep breaking play up, running the clock down.
And it's all the way back towards Lloris once again, who clears long downfield, flicked on by Thuram, and it falls into the path of Mbappe down the left-hand side. Can he add more gloss now for the French? He's forced towards the corner flag, but eventually plays it back in field. And Mbappe has been on the periphery of the game for so long, but he's had a major role in both of the goals, and that's often what world-class players do. Varane back again towards Konate. And for the first time we can hear the French fans singing away to our left-hand side in the 82nd minute here, with their team seemingly on their way through. And we look set for the dream final. Argentina against France. And once again the French may find that everybody else in the world will be against them, as they have been tonight. With Lionel Messi looking to cap his international career with the one prize which has always eluded him. Hati Atala coming forward now for Morocco. Amrabat. Looks like we'll see them again on Saturday against Croatia in the third place playoff.
Flags are up behind the goal. To our right, the Moroccan flags are up. It's almost a sign of solidarity, isn't it?
Sign of national pride. And they have carried the hopes of a continent here this evening. And although they may be about to be on the losing side, they've not let them down. And they have a free kick here because Hamdallah has been held down by Konate. And they need a goal very quickly to provide any sort of dramatic finish here. Ziyech is over the free kick. And there's no doubt that the Moroccan supporters have been one of the best things about this World Cup. But it looks like they'll be denied their trip to the Lusail for the final. And there is a degree of fractiousness on the edge of the penalty area there as Morocco prepare for the free kick. Plenty of bumping and barging. The referee is at the moment struggling to regain control, and this game really needed a strong referee, Stuart, at times. I'm not sure we've had one.
No, I think a theme of some of the games that I've seen consistently recently, the referees have got no idea and lost a lot of control.
Ziyech over the free kick here for Morocco. High in, headed away by Griezmann. Flat delivery. Headed away this time by Fofana. The Sports Bar coming up at 10 o'clock. We'll be on the air until then. And Jamie O'Hara and Jason Cundy will be taking your calls. 03717 223344. And don't forget, White and Jordan tomorrow have the Papa John's Trophy quarter-final draw live in the programme with Kenny Jackett, a winner of that competition twice, and that's at 11:45. Now Amrabat on this near side. There's an opportunity for Hakimi to play in Amrabat again, and he plays a raking ball to find Hati Atala down the left, quickly in field to El Yamek. Now Unai, and we have 4.5 minutes of normal time to play. 2-0 to France. The cross in looking for Aboukar. He wins the header. It drops to Ziyech now at the far post inside the penalty area. He looks to wriggle away from Thuram, and it's a goal kick in the end. And at times Ziyech has not possibly made the most of those opportunities.
Yeah, that's probably been the one thing that's let them down tonight. They've got the ball in some real good areas, worked it into the byline area and failed to deliver.
Randall Kolo Muani with his first international goal for France. His first touch since coming on. and it looks to have sent them into the World Cup final. Two unlikely goal scorers in many ways, Theo Hernandez and Brandon Kolo Muani. I'm sure you would have got long odds on either of those being the first scorer here tonight. Ziyech now caught by Thuram on the halfway line. It will be a free kick. Again for Fana. Picks the ball up and takes the ball away from Morocco, but the referee doesn't penalise, and now Thuram holds on to the ball. That is a yellow card.
It's poor. They do themselves no favours, these referees.
Now Hakimi on this near side, looking to go beyond Theo Hernandez, and the ball had just gone behind there before he delivered the cross in, and it will be a goal kick. Hakimi has words for the assistant referee, but Theo Hernandez actually maybe does him a favour by pulling him away from that situation.
Yeah, he'd beaten Hernandez on the inside and then checked outside him. He really his own worst enemy on that occasion.
3 minutes to play, 2-0 to France, but the scoreline doesn't really tell the story here, but the French once again will be leaving Albat as winners, even though they've been second best for long spells in the game, and for England on Saturday, read Morocco on Wednesday. Amrabat wide to the far side, but their fans still sing and still show their unstinting support. But the French have now won it back again on the edge of their own penalty area. And will we see a different France against Argentina when again their support will be heavily outnumbered? Here is Griezmann though. Morocco giving the ball away cheaply. Kolo Muani on the far side, the right, back towards Koundé. And now Charmeni. We must remember it's a French team short of so many big names like Pogba, Conte and Benzema, due to injury before the tournament. But they are finding a way, but only just. And they will be returning to the World Cup final, looking to be the first nation to retain the trophy since Brazil in 1962. And you would imagine that they were a bit more convincing than the French have been. Yamek forward towards Amrabat. Options left and right for him as he bears down on goal. He plays it wide to Atiatala down the left hand side. Back in field again to Yamek. A high ball lofted in. Aboukar. No flag raised as he fires the shot in. Now the flag is raised, but the flag does not prevent the save from Lloris, and the French, you know, they're almost there.
Yeah, can't understand why they play on, and then when the goalkeeper makes a save, he's got the ball in his hands, they decide it's a free kick.
The French have had 2 attempts on target, and they've both gone in. In terms of possession, they have been heavily outweighed by Morocco, but the game has gone almost in the opposite direction to the way that their coach predicted. Here is Hamdallah looking to find Ziyech on this near side. Hernandez shoves over Ziyech, but the ball's gone out of play, and it will be a throw into the French. And there's a handshake between Hakim Ziyech and Theo Hernandez. 6 additional minutes, but I don't think there was enough time here for Morocco to make a game of this.
No, just lacked a bit of punch, Nige, haven't they? You know, that's probably been their downside. The energy, the drive, the hunger to win the game has all been there in place. But just lacked a little bit of quality.
Well, we did say, would it be one game too far? In terms of their energy, their application, the answer's no, but the French have scored their goals at either end of the game.
If anything, they probably showed more energy in this game because they've been chasing it for 85 minutes.
Absolutely. Unahi with a weaving run forward now, tries to find Atiatala down the left, but it was a tired ball and it's straight out of play. And the French aren't hurrying, leading by 2 goals to 0 in the second minute of added time. El Yamik forward towards Amrabat, but it's quickly headed away by Kolo Muani. And now he breaks kindly for Mbappe in the centre circle. Mbappe looking for options, fires Thuram down the left, infield towards Mbappe again, who nutmegs Amrabat. Can Mbappe crown this victory with another goal? A break into the penalty, but Hakimi denies him again, and yet again Mbappe has been shut out of a game for long spells, but France have still managed to win the game without him. And here is Ziyech looking to move forward now. Hernandez with an excellent recovery challenge, and it's only a throw-in for Morocco on this near side.
Yeah, great defending there. Mbappe just put the afterburners on, burst into the box. I think it's Hakimi got back.
Now Ziyech pokes it in field, but can't find Unahi. And it's a long ball played downfield once again, taken down by Dari. And here is Amrabat again for Morocco on the halfway line, short to Hakimi. Just over 3 minutes of added time to play. Aboukar wide again towards Ziyech, who's able to keep the ball in play. They need to try and get the ball into the penalty area. Amrabat does now, headed away by Griezmann, but it falls to Atiatala, who's just crowded out as he gets the shot in. Now Unahi sweeps into the penalty area, fires in the shot right-footed, but it was deflected behind, and it will be a corner.
Nothing will fall for them at the moment. You know, they've had great opportunities in the box and just can't get out of their feet to get an effort away on target.
Played short to Amrabat, crossed in, headed away as far as Unahi on the edge of the penalty area. Left-footed curler from him is blocked, appeals for handball, but it did seem to strike the French player elsewhere on the body, and it's headed back on this near side by Atiatala. Bunu, some way from his goal, plays it wide towards Ezalouli, who looks to move forward down the right. A great run into the penalty area, and he's still going, but he pulls it back into space. Thuram was lost to Unahi with the shot, and is it deflected in? No, somehow it is cleared off the line by Koundé, and it will not go in for Morocco.
I can't believe what I'm seeing. An incredible run. He's gone past 3 players on the outside. He's pulled it back. It was cleared off the line, Nigel, wasn't it?
Yeah, Koundé in the end cleared the ball off the line, and play eventually restarts, and the French have had to defend desperately at times. Atiatala. Now Ziyech, high forward again, looking for Aboukar, who looks to take off for the acrobatics, and he catches the French player. It was fired towards goal by Atiatala, it was wide, and he was offside anyway.
Yeah, just straight too early there. We're better off just leaving it. Just looking at a replay. Just, well, I mean, if that would have hit the back of the net, the last skirmish, I don't know what this place would have gone crazy.
Well, the French have cheerleaders behind that goal, and also in the press box here at the moment, a number of our colleagues getting rather overexcited with their team on the verge of the World Cup final. But in the cold light of day, Didier Deschamps will know they will need to be hugely more impressive to beat Argentina in Lusail on Sunday.
Well, the lack of leadership and the lack of character that the French have shown or not shown has been just incredible, really. These are top quality players, and not one of them, not one, has taken the game by the scruff of the neck or looked to do the things that Amrabat's done, you know.
Amrabat now looking to engage once again deep into the 96th minute, and he was seemingly taken down by Fofana, but in the end the referee has given the decision to France. Appeals for handball, I think, when Amrabat went down, and it's a free kick for the French. And at times this referee has made decisions which have been rather inexplicable, but the full-time whistle has gone, and France are back in the World Cup final. Their quest to retain the trophy continues, but they have really got away with one here this evening. Somehow they've won this game by 2-0, but they were outplayed by Morocco for long spells. Goals at either end of the game from Teo Hernandez and Randall Kolo Muani. But the story really is Morocco. They have been magnificent on and off the field throughout this World Cup. They gave it absolutely everything here this evening. At times they outplayed some of the best players in the world. They deserve so much credit, but it's France who will play for the prize that really matters.